Today is October 31st, Halloween, and I always bring it. You already know that I'm a Hebrew Israelite, and I don't celebrate holidays, I don't celebrate birthdays. So when it comes to these type of things, we still haven't learned our lesson. I just recently seen where Skinbone, the comedian, had a Halloween party, and like 14, 15 people got shot at the Halloween party. This is just another example of the things that happen on these holidays that we're not supposed to be celebrating. You know what I mean? Like, this is nonstop. This is always going to be. And not saying this happens to everybody, but there's plenty of examples every year of every holiday of something horrible happening to people, to black people. It's not your culture. It's not. It's never been your culture. This was given to you as a descendant of enslaved people. These holidays, these philosophies, these ways of thinking, culture, you are a carbon copy of American culture, white American culture. Black people are a carbon copy. We've been handed down. They've handed down their culture through oppression, and we, took it full scale. And now we live it, we believe it, we love it, and it hasn't worked for us. And you can see all of the horrible things that are happening within our community all over, everywhere. Wherever we at, you see the horrible things because of the way we live, because of the culture that we have taken on. The culture we have taken on is the reason why we suffer and we bump our heads, and there is no good benefits that come out of it, except us being individual lights, us being for self, us, being selfish, us thinking that we're better than one another when we get a little bit of money, when we get a little bit of opportunity. And when you look at, Halloween, I'm sure y'all know the origins. Most of y'all should know the origins. I have a video about Halloween when I was doing a class last year about Halloween. It comes from an ancient Celtic ritual, pagan ritual called Samhain, right? 2,000 years ago. The point is that this is not nothing. If you believe that you're African, if you believe that you're black, and you want to get back to your roots, and you want to do all of that, if you believe those things, this was not nothing your people did. Trust and believe. And this is the result of being a people that have been conquered, enslaved, raped, robbed, murdered, and then not allowed to live your culture, but learn someone else's culture. And now you look at us, or the world looks at Halloween, it's a time for fright. It's a time for horror. It's a time for scary movies. It's a time for all of that. But we grew up with our parents saying, don't talk to strangers. But yet you say that all year. But on this day, on Halloween, you send your children to perfect strangers' homes. With all of the stuff going on, with all the children missing right now, all the adults missing, teenagers missing, you send your children to a potential pedophile's house. You send your children to a potential serial kidnapper's house. You send your children to a potential serial unaliver's house. That's what you do. Right? And I'm sure none of y'all never think about that, because you want to make your children happy more than raising your children right and keeping them safe. Not to mention all the stories where they have found fentanyl in candy. They have found THC laced candy. Kids have eaten THC laced candy and candy with fentanyl in it. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. These negative things always happen. Bad things always happen on these days. And when you really look at it, this is supposed to be a time of horror and monsters and ghouls and goblins. Black people are really the ghoul and goblin. Black people are really the lab experiment that was created in the laboratory called America. That's what we are. Black people are Frankenstein. Black people, just like Frankenstein, he had different body parts from cadavers, from corpses. Black people have another person's mentality in their head. You got another man's philosophy. You have another man's culture, another people's culture. You have another people's religion. You believe another people's ideology. You live like these people who you gotten all these things from. And so we're like the creature from the Black Lagoon. We're the zombie. We're the gremlin. We're Frankenstein. That's how toe up and messed up we are. And that's why you see these things happen, not just during Halloween, but during Christmas, during birthdays, during any time Black people try to get together, because we don't have no culture. We don't have no moral conduct. We're Americans. We live the culture that we learned here in America, but it hasn't worked for us. So let me know what you think about this video. Give me your thoughts and your opinions. And with that, this is Black Authentic Truth.